Lake, February 6th, 1457. Just 559 years beyond the future.
This took place in Klaxon Lake. The big ship called the Colonel Klaxon 55 set sail for the first trip, exploring new lands. The few other people talked to each other. Expect a lot of people having conversations a bit.
Howdy there, y'all. I do so know by far, this is the most amazing ship yet, the bestest ever.
Yes, it really does. But, in fact, this is the most amazing ship that has traveled before.
So vast the ship sailed to the further west. Searching for a new land is hard to confess. Other people wandered around the ship, but one man was on one man's body, standing up. He decided to join the conversation.
Well, I say, howdy far, partner. Name's Quick Draw McGraw. I was here since Hamachi drew me. Howdy there, Quick Draw. I do say we'll have a heart-to-heart talk on how I grew up in 1935.
For a matter of days, it started pouring rain on ship. Lots of people have stayed on decks. It is August 15th, 1578. The wind is trembling and riding the Colonel Klaxon 55 to combustion. To men, all clear out. While the rest of the men fill out every people in the ship. Thus, the ship was on its way. And nevertheless, people cried for many reasons. The huge ship may never be the same for all people. But, until then, winds start to breeze little by little. All other passengers and folks are very content, and are as happy as it can ever be.
I'll say this trip must be the heaviest, as I'll ever say the most yet, partner. But for me, I'd say we'd stay safe at our newest ship. I'd never seen it in years ago.
I noted too. The world will never last long, old champs. But I gotta tell you something. This ship is by far the best of the bestest ship in the whole wide world.
But, sometimes in 1794, the Colonel Klaxon 55 wasn't been sunk yet. The contract is read, but none of the passengers saw the contract and decided to take harbor. The Colonel signed the contract, and took place as the new harbor around the ship. The people at the Colonel Klaxon 55 decided to stay on the ship, arriving for the new rooms, and so, to this day, the date is now August 22nd, 1854. People cannot believe the trip was devastating, but excited at least. Folks and strangers met newcomers, and so, the Colonel Klaxon 55 set off another journey to an amazing trip it will never show up before, not at all.
Haven't you realized your Western accent, fellow stranger?
Nope, partner. I do sure say mine's is more like my accent. Thanks for telling me that, partner feller.
You're oh so welcome.
The days pass by and by, before the new end becomes the end of the earth. Many people say there's no way back, but God said the end is not the end, but the beginning. Most of the folks say the Colonel Klaxon 55 is the newest ship ever sailed since. People say newer rooms fit their style, and people say activities are no match for the new ship.
Hello, fellow champ. Say, are you Quick Draw McGraw?
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I'd faced the wrong way. Howdy far. Do you remember me? I'm Quick Draw McGraw.
They go to a new room to meet and greet, plus talking to each other. Also, some conversations can be allowed at times.
The fact is that we're on a cruise to an exciting world we've ever seen in a long time.
Shortly after the ship had stopped in September 21st, people discovered the land was United Kingdom. People hadn't been to the United Kingdom before. People discovered it was a miracle to be in the United Kingdom. One of the passengers stayed on ship for the first time in years. Lots of people gone there 55 years and 7 days ago. The date is now November 15th, 1933. All other men were struggled to find new land, but they settled it themselves. The newcomer was glad this adventure wouldn't be the last adventure for the passengers.
Well, I'm glad this ship will still be our grand adventure for all of us.
That happened in the later 1650s, before passengers can stay on newest rooms on deck. Ones are in the highest room above. Not to mention they have food here. It all happens at night. The ship is sailing slowly, And the more the passengers wait before it, the sooner it can wait. Eventually,
There's a new adventure waiting for us. I'll bet the ship will last in a lifetime. Yeah, probably don't need them to see the thrilling events, partner, but I say, yeah, can always go to discover Western culture with yeah, partner. Yeah, can't be afraid to show it.